Hi, welcome, Grandma Roseanne, and we are going to make something that is scrumptious, it is sweet, it is wonderful, and it is it's a fall staple in my house because we're going to make apple strudel. Now, I know you can have it all year long, but when it's fall and the leaves are changing and the apples are at their best, they're just crisp and they're wonderful, it's time for apple strudel. So, what we're going to start out with is a golden delicious apple, and there's a reason for that. First of all, they're readily available everywhere. They're sweet, which is good, and they hold their shape while there's cooking, so that's really important. Now, I have got 1 3/4 pounds of potatoes, of apples here, and that was actually 4 apples created that much. So what we want to do is we want to cut some planks. So I'm going to cut that, and then you twist it so that you are always on a flat surface, just like this. Makes cutting something round very easy. Now, I have already cut the other ones, so they're right here. I just wanted to show you one, and then we dice it, just like this. I think apple strudel is, I think it is such a beautiful dessert. It looks gorgeous, and oh my word, I think it is so flavorful and so fantastic. And what's really nice is if you want to be really decadent, then you put a scoop of ice cream with it. Oh dear Lord. Or if you're from the Midwest, cheddar cheese. I know a lot of people would go, what, cheddar cheese? But it's actually pretty delicious with cheddar cheese. All right, so we have all of our apples in here. And then what we need to do is add 3 tablespoons of sugar. One and 1/2 teaspoon of lemon zest. I didn't have any lemons. Well, that's okay, because I think citrus is citrus. So I just went out and I picked limes. Aren't they beautiful? I just love them. So we have got lime zest right here. I remember one time I didn't have any limes and I didn't have any lemons, and heck, I just went out and got a grapefruit. Picked it off the tree, and it was just perfect. So citrus is citrus. And then we want some lemon juice, which I did have. So that is right here. And because I had so much lemon juice, I froze it, and now I just use it as I need it. 1.5. Okay. Then we want 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon, because cinnamon makes everything wonderful. Cinnamon and sugar together is like to die for, you guys. What did I say, 1/2? 1/4. Quarter teaspoon cinnamon and 1/4 teaspoon ginger, ground ginger. Quarter teaspoon of ground ginger. The seasoning in here, the spices in here are beautiful. And 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt. Salt is always good. It's just an enhancer. It just brings the flavors out of everything. There. Now we give this a good mix. We give this a good mix so we can get all that seasoning throughout. We want it really well coated here. That lemon peel felt it needed to go with the strudel. I am so sorry, lemon peel, that is a no. Okay. I can't tell you how happy I am when I'm doing this. I'm really happy. I mean, really happy. I love being in my kitchen. I love making beautiful things. All righty, now what we have to do is we're going to put this in the oven or in the microwave for 2 minutes, but at 1 minute we're going to stop, stir it, and then do the second minute. Now, we microwaved these for 2 minutes. I stopped halfway through and stirred them. And then after the 2 minutes were up, we let them rest for 5 minutes. And the reason we're doing that is we want some of those juices to extract. Now then, we're going to drain this. And we want to capture those juices. Let me see if you can see a little bit better here. We want those juices. And we're going to reserve those juices because we are going to use them again. Okay. Get you guys out of there. Now here I have 3 tablespoons of raisins. These are the normal colored raisins. You can use the golden if you'd like. But what I did is I reconstituted them, so I put the 3 tablespoons, just enough hot water to cover them and just let them soak up because they become really plump again, which is nice. And we're going to add that and mix it all up. So we added the raisins, and then we need 1.5 tablespoons of panco. And what that is just kind of a binding agent here. You won't taste the panko at all. You won't even know it's there. But it's doing its job. Get that all mixed up so nice. It smells like fall. It does. I love that smell. One of my favorite seasons. Okay. So we're going to put these aside for a little bit, and then I'm going to start working with the phyllo. Now, if you haven't worked with phyllo dough before, what you need to be aware of is that it's really fussy. It's really fussy. It wants to be pampered, it wants to be taken care of, it wants to be nurtured, it wants to stay moist, and all it really wants to do is just dry out and crumble on you. So we're not going to let that happen. So what I have done is I have taken the phyllo dough, which is right here, and this actually has to defrost. It's a frozen product. So you really, if you're going to do it appropriately, you need to defrost it overnight in your refrigerator, which is what we did here. Then I put some plastic wrap down. Then I put a damp cloth. And then I put another cloth on top of that. See, I told you it was picky. It feels like it's a princess or something, I don't know. So we're going to work with 7 layers of phyllo. And you want to cover up after each layer. So what you will do, get that damp one over here ready to go. What you're going to do is just take one piece of phyllo right there. And then we're going to brush it with some butter. And it works better if you go with the grain of the phyllo. And I will tell you right now, it's going to rip. It'll rip. Don't worry about it. If it rips, just let it rip. And sometimes you'll even buy the whole, let me show it to you in case you haven't purchased it. Sometimes you'll buy this and there's a rip all the way through. You know, you go, before you did anything. So all you want to do is alternate your layers when you do that so that you don't have that rip going through each part of your pastry. Now that we have done this, what we need to do is powdered sugar. And if you've watched my videos before, you know I love this thing. It is the coolest little tool I think I have ever bought. I love it. So what you want to do is just sprinkle on each layer. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I could never have gotten this even distribution trying to do it myself with my fingers. All right, that's one. Somebody's going to have to keep count because I swear to you I will forget. Cameraman, can you keep count? Yeah? Good deal. All right. 2. And I'm going to make 2 of these, you guys, rather than making one really big one, because it just makes life a whole lot easier trying to handle 2 rather than one ginormous one. There we go. I wonder if you comment to me, are there any special desserts or things that you do for the fall in your kitchen that are maybe just, see what I tell you? That's all right, doesn't matter. That are pretty just like very normal for your family and everybody looks forward to that time of the year. Ours are caramel corn, which I gave you a video. You need to do that one. That one was really good. And taffy apples. So we love those. There we go. Okay, so I have 7 layers that have been buttered in between each layer, powdered sugar in between each layer, and now because I'm making 2 of them, I'm going to put half of this in. Now you have to be aware of how close you come to the edge, and we're looking at 2 inches, all right? So we want to stay 2 inches away from the edge, which is right about here. And this ruler is really good because what it does is it's going to help you kind of get your line straight. All right, so we're 2 inches there. We're not 2 inches there. And I'm doing this on parchment paper. That's kind of important. You see how you can just kind of move it? 2 inches. There. All right. Now we are good. Now what we're going to do, and this is where the parchment paper really comes in handy. It really helps you. You're going to fold this over just like that and kind of press it down. Okay? Then you're going to do the same thing on this side. Fold it over and press it down. Now this one, same. Oh, I forgot one thing. Oh, this is important. I'm sorry. We have to go back a little bit. Sometimes stuff happens, you guys. That's okay. We can always fix it. All right. We want to use some of what we reserved here, the juices that we reserved. We want to use that because that's going to be the glue that's going to hold this together. Okay? No harm done. We just had to go back and add a little bit. So now then, fold it over, press it down. Fold it over, press it down. Fold it over, press it down, and this one should overlap if we have done it correctly. Look at it. We did it perfect. Absolutely perfect. Now what we want to do is take a little bit more of our juice here. We're going to just kind of base this so that it colors nicely. Just like that. All right, now I'm going to transfer it onto a cookie sheet, and we're going to do this again. Once again, don't forget to do it on parchment paper. Get up there. There, okay. Then we will use the rest of our juice here. And put that seam side down. Then you want to just brush it. Get all that good flavor in there. And now we're going to bake it at 375 for 30 minutes. All right? So I will be back in 30 minutes and we will have a glorious, glorious, glorious apple strudel. Well, this was exactly 30 minutes and they are wonderful and they smell fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. So when you cool it down, it's very important that you're going to cut it at 3 minutes because that'll help the tear factor of it. So what we're going to do is, maybe I'll cut it, let me cut this one into thirds. Let me do that one. So nice because it's releasing very nicely. Is that beautiful or what? That is really gorgeous. Let's just go ahead and do that. This is cutting so nicely, you guys. It really is. And it didn't stick to the bottom because we did such a good job the way we laid it in there. All right. It's time for the fruit of the labor. We get to taste this. So taking one over. Oh, that phyllo dough is so nice. You can hear that crunch. I don't know if you can hear it, I can hear it. And then that's perfection. Absolute perfection. Those apples have held their shape. Let me just show you a little bit here. Let me pull one of mine out. I'm going to open it up. Look at this. Look at that. They have held their shape. That's why you're wanting to use that type of an apple, a Golden Delicious, because it will cook all the way through. Doesn't become mushy. All right. Well, I am going to wish you well. I'm going to hope you have an outrageously great rest of your day. I'm going to finish this puppy right now. I am, because it's really that good and it's warm and juicy. So recipe will be below. Obviously, all the ingredients will be there. Thumbs up, hit the little bell so you can be notified because we are putting out a ton of videos right now. And subscribe. Come back anytime. Love to have you. Bye.